Conversation.
Hi, I just have a quick question. I was wondering if someone could help me with.
Okay, I'll try to.
Okay. Well, I was talking to some Jehovah's Witnesses. They were out in a park with like their magazines and stuff. And
on a cart.
Oh yeah, like a little stand thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, anyways, I was doing some deep research into I read some of the website, and I was just looking at other opinions also, because research means looking in more than one source.
Right.
So, there's so many. I was just amazed by this. There's so many support groups for former members. There's probably hundreds. And
okay.
Why is that? I mean, this is kind of a red flag in and of itself.
Okay. Okay. Well, some of it I can answer for you.
Okay.
Excuse me. The support groups that are established by former members has nothing to do with the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. These are individuals, for the most part, who have decided, for whatever reasons, to leave the organization. Some were disfellowshipped, or I don't know what your religious preference is at this point, but you may be more familiar with the term shunning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of them were disfellowshipped, again, for various reasons, and they have started their own support group. We don't have a quote-unquote support group that we funnel our members to.
Oh, no, I know it doesn't have anything to do with the organization.
So that's where you see all these different groups.
Right.
You'll see different negative comments made about the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. And, people have the right to make their own decisions, their own judgments. No one is forced to be one of Jehovah's Witnesses. It's a choice. And just like anything else, if you choose to work for a bakery, you have to follow the bakery's ingredients and recipe to make the donuts. Just as an illustration.
Do you think children under 18 should be able to enter in a legally binding agreement to a corporation, that would have dire consequences for them? As many people are baptized before even 18, even younger. Like, there's things on your own website that talk about 8-year-old, 10-year-old getting baptized, and you say it's like working for a bakery. No, because the bakery won't shun you if you leave. So
no, but I'm using the illustration as far as when you decide to work for that bakery, you follow the bakery's guidelines.
Yeah. How old do you have to be to have employment in this country? And also, this is a lifelong contract with dire consequences. So you have children that also are not allowed to research out of the organization and are not allowed to visit other religions or take religious literature. They're taught that other friends are bad association. It says that on your website. So how can you say they had any real choice? Like, say at 10, can you really process, the history of the organization? There's just so many things they couldn't know. So for you to say it's everybody's choice, that's technically true maybe, but it brings up a whole range of issues. But anyways, what I wanted to ask you about was another thing I noticed is that this is kind of a strange question, but a lot of them refer to the organization, like instead of saying org or organization, they call it the Borg.
The with a B?
Yeah. Have you ever heard of that?
No, I've never heard of that.
Oh, did you ever watch Star Trek? I think it has something to do with Star Trek.
Oh, okay. I know. Okay, you're talking about the episode where Jean-Luc Picard was taken over by the Borgs.
Yeah.
And he became one of them.
Yeah. Do you know why they would? So many of them are calling it that, or would liken it to that.
No one in the organization that I'm aware of uses the term BORG.
Right. I'm talking about former members, but it's across the board. I've literally seen it hundreds of times. So, to me, it seems like because their identity has been blurred, with the group. They call it the new personality, and not in a biblical sense, but it's assuming that personality of uniformity and forced, similar thinking about everything, and forced all the extra biblical rules and, unconditional obedience to these authoritarian channels or whatever.
Well, let me go back and answer your first question about the children getting baptized.
Yeah.
Children usually come under the direction and guidance of their parents. And as a child grows up, the children, and even in the Bible, it talked about in Genesis, where it talks, I think it was Genesis, where you should ponder over these things and teach your children the laws of God. Teach them.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't make decisions for them. When a child reaches an age where they feel that that's a dedication that they want to make, questions are asked of them to make sure that's what they really want to do. And a lot of times, people get baptized because, again, that's their choice. And hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think I got cut out. My phone's been doing that kind of lately. I don't know if it's what the deal is with that. But, I to say that just because they can answer some questions of information as though taking a math test or something. I've raised 8 children, and I completely disagree with you. I couldn't disagree with you more. One of the governing body even said in a talk that if they think they're not ready to get baptized at before 16, maybe they're not ready to drive. And, he was suggesting they not get a driver's license until they get baptized.
Well, again, I don't know who gave that particular talk or what he was referencing, but again,
I could send you the link to it if you want to see it. It's very startling, actually, when you're saying it's their own choice. I mean, what kid would want to do that?
It's everyone's choice. I got baptized when I was 17. That was my choice. I studied the Bible. I had a Bible study. And during the course of the Bible study, I gained appreciation for what the Bible was teaching and what I was being instructed. So that moved me to make a decision that, I've had some ups and downs in life, but I never regretted it for a second.
Yeah. Well.
And again, it's just a person's choice, what they're willing to commit to.
Yeah.
Some people, and as far as the association, talked about that in Matthew 15:30, 1 Corinthians 15:33. Bad associations spoil useful habits.
And they call any kids who aren't Jehovah's Witnesses bad association. I can prove that to you.
No, not. That's not the case.
It is the case, and I can send you the references from the publications.
But anyone that is
and that's one of those signs why they call it Borg. The behavior control, the isolation. There's no legitimate reason to leave. Former followers are always wrong in leaving, negative, even evil.
Well, that's their choice. That's their choice.
I didn't say it wasn't their choice. I said the organization teaches people that there is no legitimate reason to leave and slanders former members as negative, wrong, and evil, especially evil. Do you know that some of them commit? Do you know some of them commit suicide?
Where are you getting this information?
Oh, this is on a link about warning signs of high control groups. It's so good, and that'll help you see why it's almost universally called Borg among former members.
That's someone else's terminology.
It's all of theirs. And if someone,
no, it's not. I would disagree.
Almost
strongly
all
with
the
that.
former members say that. Yeah, they actually
those
do.
Those are former members.
Right,
Any
that's
member
right.
that you talk to, I'm a member.
Right.
And I've never used that terminology.
I said former. And
That's what I'm saying.
unlike you, I don't write them off. I want to hear what their experience is. And I want to know why they need all these support groups. Why do some commit suicide? This is not good fruit. And
these are former members.
Exactly.
These are former members.
I value their opinion, and I know some of them personally. So I think it's just a total lie that they're these evil, having, now, and the fear of if you leave, your life will be terrible. That's not true either. And they're all having orgies and doing drugs, which your literature also
no
suggests.
One's ever made that. Now,
I can also prove that to you. That they suggest
those are linked
that.
by the former members.
No, I can prove it to you from the publications. They always suggest that when they talk about people leaving. They never talk about someone leaving because they want to believe Jesus is their mediator, or because they found out about the UN Association and the OSCE, which they're still involved with, political involvements. Or
Who is involved with the UN?
They were for 10 years. They were what's called a non-governmental organization, NGO. And they're still involved with what's called the OSCE, which is kind of a sister-related organization. That
Who is involved in that?
The Watchtower Bible and Tract Society.
No, ma'am, they're not.
That's why many people have left because of that.
No, ma'am, they're not. That is totally false.
I can send you the information.
Let me ask.
Or you can
ask you a question.
You can even call the United Nations and ask.
I don't need to call the United Nations. Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Are you a former member of Jehovah's Witnesses?
No.
Okay.
No.
So here's my suggestion to you, ma'am. The next time a witness comes to your door,
they haven't in years. I don't know why.
Where do you live? Where do you live at?
Oh, I don't really want to give I don't want to give my location.
Well, I'm just saying, what state do you live in?
I live in the Southwest. Yeah, they haven't been here in years.
Okay.
They do a lot of carts in our neighborhood, and usually when they're doing the carts, they're like just chatting and they're like all looking at their phone. They don't.
They shouldn't be doing that.
Oh.
They shouldn't be doing that.
Wow! They should get somebody to look at the ones here.
No, we've been instructed that when we're doing the cart, and I've done cart witnessing before, you focus on the cart. So if someone like yourself comes up and asks a question, they should be able to answer your question and offer you any publication free of charge.
Nice, but one of them said to me they're not really there for discussing just pointed at the magazines.
No, that's
I was kind of amused by that.
Everyone that does the cart witnessing, has been given a training class.
Oh, I guess they're not going with it, huh? This is another warning sign. Whenever the group leader is criticized or questioned, it's characterized as persecution. And I find a really common persecution complex among Jehovah's Witnesses.
No, I mean, there are certain things that I don't know as an individual, then I'll do research on it.
No, that's not what they said. They said they're not there to talk and anything like that. Here's another one.
The people on the carts.
Yeah. Here, and information control, that's another sign. That means that other sources, besides the official sources, are discouraged. Many former members report feeling like sick to their stomach when they looked at other information because they were taught it was so evil and so wrong. It would be so
Did you ever ask a former member why they left or why they were disfellowshipped?
Oh, yeah. Many left the United Nations issue, the Australia Royal Commission on Child Sexual Abuse. They couldn't believe it, like when they watched the videos of it and read it on the Australia website. The covering up of pedophiles. Mediator has been a big issue. Jesus being mediator only for the anointed class. Some of them didn't really realize that.
He's a mediator between God and man, period.
Right.
Not just the anointed class.
Actually, you need to do more research about that. They teach he's mediator.
No, ma'am, I have done my research. He's a mediator between... The scriptures even tell you that. He's a mediator between God and man.
Well, you're right. I'm glad you put the Bible ahead of what they say. But if you want me to send you the quotes where they said, Jesus is mediator only for the anointed class, I can send it to you.
Was it a former member?
Watchtower Literature. You were asking me why reasons people leave. That's one of them. Would you like me to send you the link to that so you can have accurate knowledge about it?
Well, see, ma'am, I have accurate knowledge, but just because of that doesn't mean that's not the only reason why people leave the organization. Were some of them disfellowship for misconduct?
I'm sure some were,
Okay.
But that's, of course, I acknowledge that. But whenever they talk about it on the website, in the literature, and in talks, the very next thing they say about when people leave is sexual immorality. They're trying to get everybody to think that's really the issue with everybody. It really isn't.
No, there are more issues than that, man.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Drug abuse.
Yeah, that's what they list, those type of things. But they don't
things like that.
Yeah, see, you're bought into that, what they broad brush everybody. Some people find out the true history of the organization, like that they taught to worship Jesus until the 1950s. And the false predictions, how they don't really tell people they use.
What false prediction did they make?
Well, how long do you have?
That you know of.
How much time do you have?